Alright, first thing we need is an assembler, so go to masm32.com. Go to downloads, click your server, and let it download. And once it downloads, we'll just run it right away. So what we're installing right now is the Microsoft macro assembler. And click the globe to start it and select your partition. And it should give you a few prompts, but then it should start to install. I've sped up this footage, so it'll take longer to install than this. It might take 5 minutes. In fact, I actually got a couple of error warnings, but I just pressed OK for all of them and it installed correctly, so don't worry if that happens to you. So this is the Microsoft macro assembler, and it's what we're going to be using to compile our assembly code. Yeah, some prompts just to let you know it didn't all happen correctly. We don't care about that. Now that we have our assembler, let's write an assembly program. This code is all included in the description, so don't worry too much about that, but what we're doing is we're saying that we're going to be using the 386 instruction set. We're writing it on Microsoft. Our labels are all going to be case sensitive. Now, this library here is for ExitProcess, which we'll use to get out of the program. And this next library is for StdOut, which we'll use to print something to the console. And these are just the libraries for them. Let's save this project. We're going to save it under helloworld.asm, and we're just going to save the file as a helloworld.asm. That's important for later. So again, don't worry too much about this code. Now all data is going to be initialized under the data directive. So right now we're saying define a byte called messaged to be the string hello world. And then all the code is going to follow the code directive. So all we're doing here is we're going to say there's a main function essentially, and we're going to say invoke StdOut at the address of the data message. So all that's going to do is it's going to print hello world, and then we're just going to exit the process. Simple hello world program. Now the fun part, we have our assembler and we have our assembly code. Let's figure out how to turn this into a program. So open up command prompt, navigate to the current folder that your program is saved in. For me it was hello world MASM, and write these lines of code. They'll be in the description, so don't worry too much. But first we got to go masm/bin/ml/c/zd/coff helloworld.asm. Remember we saved it as an ASM. Now that's compiled it into an object file, which now we have to turn into an executable. So same thing, sort of. masm32 bin link now /subsystem :console, and then helloworld.obj now, which was created by the previous command. All right, that was done, and now let's run the program. helloworld.exe, boom, it's printed it out. So now we have our first assembly program. The only thing that's annoying is that every time you want to compile, you have to run those 3 commands. So I'm just going to make a batch script that runs all of those at the same time. So I'm just going to copy those 3 commands in here, save it as compile.bat. Just going to make a variable name so that I don't have to change it all in each of those files every time. So project name and project name and project name. Get rid of those spaces. Now all I got to do is I got to write compile.bat, and it runs. And we're done.